September 7th, 10 o'clock a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 1. Welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Last time we started episode 2 with the first day, doing some investigation, and now we're on to day 2, and we are heading to court. So, court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fey. Before I forget, so the last episode, Mr. Edgeworth was it Miles Edgeworth, I believe, got mentioned. He's going to be the lawyer on the other side, on the prosecution. I said I know him. I don't know exactly who he is, but if I recall, I think isn't he Phoenix Wright's rival or something in these? I don't know if he's maybe just appears often, or if he's full on Shadow the Hedgehog rival or what. But that's what at least the impression I'm under. That he is Phoenix's rival, I guess. Just clarifying what my current conception of Edgeworth is. Okay. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Yeah, I remember that look too, with the red jacket and the. Yeah, that's exactly who I thought he was. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. It is Miles. I better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll be in on me in a second. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin then. If you may call our first witness, Your Honor. The prosecution calls the chief officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. Gumshoe, I should say. That sounded way too much like a C. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court. Sir, my name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. I have a floor map with the destroyed environment, but not with the body. Okay. The body was found by this window here. And the cause of death. Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the thinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hand, sir. The court accepts the statue as evidence. Still calling it a statue. Well, plans added to the record. Now, detective. Yes, sir. You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe. Please testify to the court about this hard evidence. Alright, testimony time. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were 2 people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I don't know why he's British now. They immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? She had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. The very moment, you say? Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. I already know where I'm going. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? I saw a contradiction in there. Hey, Maya just threw something at me. What's this? sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness's testimony. She would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. Witness always slips up and says something wrong. It's worked lots of times. I should have known, or should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give this a try. Maybe I am supposed to press. Something the matter? No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. I was thinking about how she said it's just she saw the murder because she called when I was standing right there. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There are two people there already. The defendant, Ms. Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Immediately arrested Ms. Maya Fey. Why she had a witness account describing her. Witness saw Ms. Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. I guess I don't have a way to prove that. I guess I can press here. Hold on just 1 second. Yeah? If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Oh? Did I say that? Me? I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. Exactly what about the suspicious woman in pink's claim was hard evidence? Is there a... Yes, this one, I don't really know what the difference is. I'll do that, because I don't like it moving on its own after I'm done. What? Miss May isn't suspicious, and she sure isn't pink, pal. Well, I guess she is pink. That's enough. Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective? I guess pressing can have its advantages. Yes. Sorry, I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor. Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again. Hard evidence. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. The lab results showed that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How do you like that? That's my hard evidence. Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective. Your Honor? Why didn't you testify this vital piece of evidence the first time? I know. I'm real embarrassed I forgot about it, Your Honor, sir. Try to be more careful. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. You get my voice mixed up on his thing. Okay. Securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. Some clearly in blood. Victims. And on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. There's no proof that she was the killer, I guess. Detective Gumshoe. Do you get a lot of cases where the victim actually writes the killer's name? Sure, it happens all the time in books and in the movies. This isn't a movie, Detective, this is a video game. Oof. Let's talk about reality, shall we? I guess. I haven't heard of many cases, no. I find it a little odd that the victim would write down a name, especially the name of her own sister. Yeah, actually, you got a point, Val. Stop right there. The witness's opinion on the matter is irrelevant. The facts are clear. The victim wrote down the name of the accused. The victim told us the name of her killer. Order. Order. That didn't go so well. That's right. What he said. This whole testimony. Okay, there has to be a contradiction in there somewhere. Let's find it. I don't know if this will do anything, but it's receipt paper. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. It does? I don't see anything contradictory. I tried. Oops, that didn't go so well. Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You said the victim, Mia Fey, wrote this note, that she was accusing the defendant, Maya Fey. That's really what you're saying. What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else would have? You have it backwards, Detective. Backwards? The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. Yeah, since she died instantaneously. This is a report from your department, Detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. But... no but-ing your way out of this one, Detective. Order. Order. The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had the time to write anything down. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but exactly when did you obtain that autopsy report? When? It was the day after the murder. Executioner's point being... that autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. What? The second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object, but there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. No way. Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all. I see. Damn you, Edgeworth. Should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say? You're a sham, Edgeworth. The detective's a sham. I'm a sham. Mr. Edgeworth, I've heard there's nothing you won't do to get your verdict. What reason could you possibly have had to request a second autopsy report? Mr. Wright, the defense will refrain from personal attacks on the prosecution. I didn't want to pick any of them, but that's the only option. Like, I had to do an option. No matter, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, say what you will, the evidence in this report is undeniable. Your Honor, I submit this report to the court. Understood. The court accepts the evidence. Well, Your Honor, evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer. I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes. This isn't going good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. The poor innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. Let the witness, Miss April May, take the stand. I can't speak. Exactly what part of her is innocent? Witness, your name, please. April May, at your service. Order. An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton winking. Or what? A wanton winking? Aw, yes, Your Honor. This is not good. She's already captured the heart of every man in this courtroom. Tell us, now where were you on the night of September 5th when the murder occurred? Gee, I was like, in my hotel room? Gee, I checked in right after lunch. This hotel is directly across from the Fane Co. law offices. That's right, big boy. Please testify to the court about what you saw. Alright. And here's where I call her out for saying she saw her do it. When she called the police, or saying that she called right when she saw, because she called when I was standing there. It was like 9 o'clock at night. I looked out the window, you know? And then, ooh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. One attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. And the woman, like, dodged to one side and ran away. That girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. And the woman with the long hair, she kind of slumped. The end, that's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy. Well, Your Honor, I see. It's a remarkably solid testimony. I don't need to trouble the witness any. Wait, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright? What about my cross-examination? I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you? Mr. Wright, I understand you are Miss Mia Fey's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well. A cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you? Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness? Yeah. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination. Because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination. How do you know she was the defendant? Well, you know, she had a girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay? There was only one person at the scene of the crime with a short, girlish figure. Goodness, this Campbell, go back up. The testimony is bulletproof, Your Honor. Hold on a minute. That testimony stinks. What? Miss May, I'm willing to bet that. Are you telling the truth? Did you really see the defendant? Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? Yes, what is the meaning? Please, somebody tell me, because I'm clueless about this, I mean. Okay. If you had really witnessed my client, Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. That is true. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. Testimony is bogus. But... Still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder. She was, Your Honor. I saw her. So did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May?
Well, what are you trying to say, you lead lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think of all the trifling little details were necessary, darling.
Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony.
Sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl. I promise.
Your testimony again, if you would. Damn, I almost had her.
I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. The girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. He hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock. The kind of statue-y clock. The thinker, I think. Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you?
I already know what I'm going for next. I see. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin the cross-examination. I already know what I'm going for. The clock? Didn't this come up in another testimony recently?
Well, don't look so sour, Mr. Lawyer. You can't win them all.
No, but I have a feeling I'm onto something now. Am I supposed to present it then? Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing, because how does she know that's a clock, essentially?
Revealing? Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, naughty Mr. Lawyer?
You just said that this statue of the thinker was a clock. There's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person, much in the same position as you, recently called this a clock too. He was found guilty of murder. Order, order. Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. No, it's like... Yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright. Questions are all I have, Your Honor. As you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Well, only once. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. That was close. If you stopped me there, the trial would be over.
Huh? What? So, what happens now?
What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock?
What? That's... because I heard it? Yes, I heard it say the time.
So you've been to the lofts of Fanco?
No. Hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room.
The law offices of Fanco, where the murder took place, is very close to the hotel. You could easily have heard the clock. Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? No, Your Honor. Can't go up now. I'm not satisfied because... That's right, it couldn't have wrong. Your Honor, members of the court, It's inconceivable that the clock in question rang. That clock is missing the clockwork. How could you possibly? Just take a look right now. Oh, see anything interesting, Your Honor? It is as the defense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It is as you can see. The clock was empty. It couldn't have run. Therefore, this witness is a big fat liar.
Fat?
Well, Miss May? Tisk tusk. Quite a show you've put on for us, Mr. Wright. You knew the clock was empty, somehow. He knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty, as you say. It can't ring. However, you must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the witness had the clock, then there is no contradiction. That's true. That is a possibility. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it. That is exactly what happened, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove when the clockwork was removed? I can. Oh, impossible, of course. I have proof. The phone call, baby.
What?
Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. Evidence that proves when the clockwork was removed is... Yep. Take a look at this. That's a very cute cell phone.
Woohoo! You have a girly phone.
Oh, wait, this isn't my phone. Listen, this is the defendant's cell phone, and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder. Order. The defendant's cell phone? This wasn't brought to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it. Your detective better remember he's up for evaluation soon. Gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Let's hear the conversation.
Do you just want me to hold on to the thinker for you then? If you could. I should probably tell you, the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out, sorry.
Clockwork.
September 5th, 9:27 a.m.
Your Honor, I think this makes it clear the clockwork was already gone by the time this was recorded. Which was well before the witness even arrived at her hotel. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that weapon was a clock?
Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What store was that again? I go to so many. Oops, I forgot.
The witness had seen it before. That wouldn't make sense. Except, it wasn't bought, it was made. Does the defense have any objections, Mr. Wright? Yes. The witness claims she had seen it before. This directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to this court. Well then, let's see it. Please produce this evidence that will prove the witness had not seen the clock before. It's simple. This clock was never in any store, ever.
What?
A friend of mine made that clock. Only two exist in the world. And the one that isn't here is in police oh my goodness, the one that isn't here is in police custody.
Impossible. Everything is sold in stores.
Miss May, I think it's high time you were shopping for a better excuse.
Oh,
Oh? Excuses not on sale today?
oh.
What the fuck?
What's it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Die!
Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witness will remain calm.
Oh? Oh. Silly me. Did I, like, lose it? I guess I did. Scary.
Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior?
This is it.
Yes, Your Honor. Let me explain how I see the truth of the matter. Miss April May, you know the weapon was a clock because... It's familiar territory, I'll just use the same approach as with Larry. Miss May held that very clock in her hands. Mr. Wright, when was this? She used it to strike the victim. When else? Order, order. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? April May, you killed Mia Fey, I say. And when you struck, the force of the impact made the thinker ring. That's when you heard it. I was about to say, didn't I just object to myself? Why did he say that part? Because it wasn't working. That's what he's meant to point out. Tisk tisk. You truly are a work of art, Mr. Felix Wright. What's that supposed to mean? It was you who just proved that the thinker was empty. Oh. Of course it wouldn't ring. What's more, the witness has a rock-solid alibi. Miss May, perhaps you could explain to the poor, misguided Mr. Wright that you were in the hotel at the time of the murder.
She can't prove it. She did it. It'd be my pleasure.
No way.
Yes way, Mr. Lawyer. Didn't the murder take place at 9 at night? Gee, that's the exact time I ordered some room service from the hotel bellboy.
Incidentally, the bellboy corroborates the witness's story. Ergo, she was not at the crime scene. Rock solid. Mr. Wright, you've just made a serious accusation against a perfectly innocent woman. Sorry, Your Honor. That didn't go so well. If that's the case, how did she know the thinker was a clock? Wait. Your Honor, I figured it out. There's one other way Miss April May could have known it was a clock. One way alone, and I have proof. Oh, proof, you say? And the court will examine your proof, Mr. Wright. How did the witness know the thinker was a clock? Yes? Have a look at this.
Ooh, is that?
I found this in Miss May's room. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is. Miss April May, you were tapping the victim, Miss Mia Fey's phone, were you not? Oh yeah, it was being disassembled. Your Honor, this is irrelevant. I'm not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled. Oops. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap. This is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which it's not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think not. Oh yeah? I think I can. It's simple. What? Here's my proof. Proof that the victim said on the phone that the weapon was a clock is this. I just realized I continued the British voice for Phoenix. I didn't mean to. I present the defendant's cell phone. Yes, we've seen that. Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while.
Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold on to for me.
Again? What is it this time?
It's a clock. Made to look like that statue, the thinker, and it tells you the time.
Miss April May, you used a wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong? Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer. Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May.
Shut up, all of you. What gives you the right to talk to me like that? You lawyer. It's no fair. All of you ganging up on me like that. Oh, so I'm the bad girl, is that it? Is that it?
That did it. The court's seen the real Miss April May now. Time to deal the final blow. Last time I went all hard in, it gave me the wrong thing, so I'm going to go with this one. Miss May, why did you tap her phone? Answer the question.
Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Isn't tippity-tapping irrelevant?
Saying exactly what Edward wants her to say. Miss May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant. While this court does not condone the defense's tone of voice, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation for the court?
At the time of the murder, I was in my hotel room, getting hotel room service. How could I have killed her? You don't believe me? Just ask the bellboy.
Well, does the defense have anything to say? Well... The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. Something suspicious here, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
You've sunk in quite low enough already.
I object to calling the bellboy. Why? What's your reason? Because I hold that the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness. Condition. If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, you will recognize that Miss April May was not the killer, thus she is innocent. And hereby you must also accept the verdict of guilty from Miss Maya Fey. That is my condition. What? Better find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony. Otherwise, Maya will be declared guilty on the spot. What should I do? Oh, the only other option is give up. So I'm going to accept the condition. Alright, I've got nothing to lose. Except for, well, everything. Understood. Accept your condition. Ooh. You fell right into my trap. Uh-oh. Wait. Very well. This court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand. I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy. Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of work, sir. I'm happy to be of service. That teaser looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony. Very good, sir. I'm the head bellboy at the fine Gatewater Hotel, in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from our guest, Miss May. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. I see. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Right, I'm ready. I hope. This is it. I can't prove Miss May was involved with the murder now. Maya will be finished. Why would she be asking for coffee? 9 o'clock on the dot, you say? Yes, I confirmed that detail several times. She was watching a program on the TV and wished to drink after she finished, sir. 9 o'clock, the time of the murder. Are you sure it was Miss May on the phone? Absolutely, sir. How can you be so certain? Checked Miss May in personally, sir. Not only did I see her in all of her stunning radiance, but I also heard her voice. When I saw them, and I... The point being, I remembered her quite well, sir. Yes, what then? You were sure it was Miss April May herself? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely? Yes, sir. It's in so very absolutely, sir. It's an endearing mannerism of mine. How come you're so very certain? Well, when I brought her to the room service, sir, she I guess, favored me with a, embrasser, sir. Embrasser? Is that French for embrace? French for kiss, sir. But not a French kiss, sir. More of a peck on the cheek. Why would she have done that? I believe she was momentarily swayed by my prim demeanor is all. It was a moment I shall never ever forget, sir. It's pretty fishy to me. I think Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her. Oh good, there's nothing there. Is that it? Tusk. Finally, you understand. This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Hey, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here. It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand. I'll let this happen, can I? Wait! Please wait. Yes? Does the defense have something to add? One last question. We ask one last question. Your Honor, I must object. This charade of justice has gone on long enough. No, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright, Mr. Wright, I'll give you one more question. That's all. Okay. This is really it now. This is my last chance. What do I ask him about? Bed making. So tell me again about the room service. It's exactly 9. That's coffee, $18 was the charge that I recall. Let's see. $18? Doesn't that seem a bit expensive? Yes, well, iced coffee for 2, you know. Maybe don't skip on the ice, sir. What did he say? What did you say? Rather quite. Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Was someone else staying in Miss May's room? I object. That was objectionable. Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question. Yes, I see. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Well, sir, you didn't ask. Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention. Yes, quite. Indeed. It was the, good barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth, who... He asked me not to mention it if I wasn't specifically asked, sir. You fool! I've done it. I've won. Excuse me. Sorry, my throat. I'm not liking this. Miss April May checked into a twin room with a man, correct? Yes, sir. And when you brought them room service, you didn't see that man in the room? That's right, sir. Your Honor. You have just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer. In light of this new fact, I hold that it's impossible to judge the defendant. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? And who, Mr. Wright, is this other person? Simple it was. The man who checked in with Miss May. Your Honor, as has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone. Yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. Oh my, what a convenient little setup. It's too late. Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court. Upstart. Amateur. These accusations are ludicrous. Enough. The court acknowledges the defense's argument. Expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. Am I understood? Yes. Yes, Your Honor. That is all for today for the trial of Maya Fey. The court is adjourned. Number 7, 2:24 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1.
Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there.
Really?
I think I might be your newest fan.
Oh, I was just doing my job, you know?
And again, that other attorney was pretty cool too.
Huh?
That face of his with his eyes wide and trembling lips sent shivers up my spine.
If you say so.
So, what happens with me? Do I get to go home now?
Well... No, I don't think so. Not yet.
Oh, I see.
But I got a great lead in today's trial.
Lead?
That man with Miss May. He's the key.
Oh, I get it.
If the man's who I think it is, this is gonna be hilarious.
What happened to Miss May after that, anyway?
I heard they arrested her. I guess she's learning her charms won't work everywhere. She's probably at the detention center now. I may have to go down there later. Anyway, this case is far from closed.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna find out more about this man.
You think he was the one who...
Maybe so.
This...
Don't worry, I'll find him by tomorrow. I promise.
I'm counting on you.
As for a full record of April May's testimony, I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow. And now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that hasn't been stricken from the record. So I'm thinking... Dodged an attack, then ran to the right, but she was caught and struck. I wonder if that's going to have to do with the map of the room, because I know based on the map... Well, I'd have to know where she was standing initially. Because... At least the broken glass light stand, the piece of evidence that's had nothing to do with the trial so far, was off to the left of the window. Well, like to the left if you're standing at the window facing the rest of the room. Off to the left. I don't know how much good this will do me at all now. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong in that detention center, and it's up to me to set her free. To be continued. Alright. So that is going to be all for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one where we do episode 2, day 3. I presume we're going to do more investigating, I guess. So, thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Be sure to subscribe for more. Goodbye.